Hey, what's up, guys? Houston here. With this government shutdown, it's going to put a lot of people behind on their bills. That's the reason I always tell you guys you should join a credit union, but not just any credit union. You need to make sure that you're joining a credit union that offers like a alternative payday loan, or they're offering an emergency loan. If you're a government worker, that's offering like a furlough type of loan. So I got at least 10 different credit unions that I would say that you may want to consider. Now, the first credit union is DOC, okay? It's the DOC Federal Credit Union, all right? Now, here's the reason why. They offer $2,000 on payday loans, all right? Then they also offer $5,000 on emergency loans, okay? So that means that you can get both of those loans. Now, another reason that I like them is because in terms of like if you needed to take out a personal loan or you needed to skip a payment and stuff like that, they're able to be more flexible with you, so they allow you to skip a loan payment. So that's the reason why I would tell you to check them out. Then you have DCU. Okay, so with DCU, they offer up to $2,000, okay, on the alternative loan. Now, here's the thing about it. They give you $1,000 when you with them for 90 days. Then they'll go up to $2,000 when you with them for 6 months. Now, there's something else that they also offer, like with utilities and stuff. They have a heating bill loan that they offer as well. Okay, and that's like $3,000. So with DCU, they would use like a Equifax mortgage score in order to help you qualify. All right, so that's why I'm telling you about them. Now, you have a credit union out in California called Certified Federal Credit Union. Now, the reason I like them is because they offer payday loan type of loans up to $2,000. Now, the good part about it is that you only have to be a member with them for 30 days in order to qualify this loan. And then when you get the loan, they give you up to 60 days before you make your first payment. So that's another reason why that I think that they are a good credit union. All right. Now, here's a credit union that if you guys down in Florida and you looking at joining, I would definitely tell you to Community Credit Union of Florida. Okay, the Community Credit Union of Florida. Here's the reason why. All right, it's $2,000 on a payday loan. However, they have a alternate loan for $2,500. All right. Now, they do want you to be a member with them for at least 90 days, but they're very flexible in terms of helping you qualify for loan because they do offer personal loans, and you don't have to have perfect credit in order to qualify for their loans as well. All right. Then you have Teachers Federal Credit Union. Now, they only offer $1,000, okay, on their payday loan. However, if you are furloughed from the federal government, I made a video on this. Well, they will allow you to delay your personal loan for 90 days. You can skip your credit card payment. They work with you on the mortgage. They won't charge you any late fees on the loan, okay? And they won't report it to the credit bureaus, all right? So that's the reason why I tell you guys, you may want to check out some of these other credit unions, because the most credit unions that we usually are targeting is like Navy Federal, PenFed. However, they're not offering these type of programs. Now, the one thing about Navy Federal, if you max out your credit card or something like that, or a loan and stuff like that, and you having challenges keeping up with the payment, they may freeze the account for you, and they may reduce the monthly payment for you. Okay, so if you're with Navy Federal and you having those type of challenges, I would definitely tell you to take a look at reaching out to them. All right. Then you have Members First Credit Union. Now, there's multiple Members First Credit Unions. So the Members First Credit Union, when you go to Google, type it in, it'll be the one that look like little mountains, okay? That Members First Credit Union, anybody is non-geo restricted. Anybody can join it. They offer loans up to $2,000 as well, all right? Then one option that some credit unions do, and you can also consider this, especially when you having challenging credit, is with the buy now, pay later. Okay, some credit unions are offering that as well as an option. Okay, so instead of giving you a loan, they let you do a buy now, pay later. Now, here's what I would say. If you guys are having problems paying your bills, all right, I always tell you, first thing you do is you can, with whatever institution you with, and you're not behind on your loans and stuff, you can ask them, especially if you're on your car loan, all right, you can ask them if they would allow you to skip a payment, okay? So that's an option for you. Or you can also ask them on the personal loan. Now, with the banks, more likely on a car loan, yeah, but not with the personal loans. However, with the credit union, they will allow you to skip a payment with the personal loans as well as with the car loans also. Okay, so you guys need to get ahead of things. So they usually want you to give at least 5 days. Okay, I'll say give them at least 5 days before your payment, if you know that you're not going to make the payment. So that way they can have enough time to process it, and so it won't affect your credit score. All right, so that's something you also can take a look at. Then you also have First National Bank, Then you also have findhelp.org, okay? And so with findhelp.org is where you would put in your zip code. And there's all kinds of institutions, nonprofit institutions that would help you pay your rent, help you get groceries, help you with medical expenses, help you with child care. So findhelp.org, and they'll tell you all the organizations in your community. All right. So that's something that you also should take a look at. Look, when you have like real bad credit and you need money and you don't have time to join a credit union, then what you may end up doing, you may have to look at some of these tribal lenders, okay? And yes, the tribal lenders' interest rates are much higher. However, there are platforms that I continue to tell you about that actually have more reasonable interest rate, and they still deal with tribal lenders, okay? So you have Green Dollar loans. They go up to $5,000, all right? The interest rate is 5.99 up to 35.99. Also, in terms of with their loans, if you're on government benefits, if you're unemployed, they will still work with you. Okay, then you have big buck loans. They're like a similar platform. Interest rate 5.99, 35.99, up to $5,000. Okay, and so those type of lenders and stuff, they just want to make sure you have active income. Okay, you have an active checking account with deposits and stuff. And for you guys that are entrepreneurs, like I said, if you have bad credit, but you are doing DoorDash and stuff like that, even if you're MLM, then you may want to look at Giggle Finance, okay? Because they offer $5,000 loans for people that don't have a regular 9-to-5 job, that have bad credit, okay? And all they want you to do is have at least 3 to 4 months, at least 90 days of deposits, with those deposits coming in 3 to 4 times a month to show proof that you have regular income coming in, and they would be willing to give you a loan. Now with Giggle Finance, once you accept the loan, they will start reporting it to TransUnion, okay? However, they will not do a hard pull on the credit. Now, You have other tribal lender loans. If you going direct lending, okay, if you want direct lending, then with the direct lending tribal lender loans, those are the ones that's going to be your much higher interest rate. So those are the ones that I mentioned about, like Rise Credit, that go up to $5,000. And so with the tribal lender loans, just keep in mind that they do a pull on the third party credit bureau. So they're not going to do a hard pull. With Rise Credit, they will report, once you start back paying the loan, they will start reporting it to the credit bureaus. All right. However, in order to get qualified, they will not do a hard pull on the credit. All right. And then you also have UpRova. And so with UpRova, they offer up to $5,000 as well. All right. Now, you also have your other lenders out there that go up to $20,000. And those would be like OneMain, okay, with no hard pull on the credit. All right. Then you also have Avant. Avant goes up to $35,000. All right. You have to have at least a 580 credit score to qualify with them. However, they're very flexible, and their DTI, their debt to income ratio, your debt to income ratio is 75%. So now you know that you have a multitude of loans and stuff like that that you can consider in terms of, so you won't fall behind on your bills. If you have any question about business credit funding, personal credit funding, removing negative items off the credit, click the link in the description. Schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.